Well, welcome to the Life Groups and Life Missions Leadership Podcast. We're honored that you chose to spend just a couple minutes of your week with us. We hope that today's content will bring value to you as a leader and as a follower of Christ.
Yeah, guys, last week we talked about big rocks, pebbles, and sand and time. And I love that God moved in this because it's right in the same time that Craig is teaching an incredible teaching through eternity and thinking of things through eternity. So we talked through heaven and hell and 1 minute after you die. It's just been amazing. And time is a huge piece of that because what we do with our time here, when we focus on eternity, it matters.
Yeah, and this weekend we are going to be going through a 1 week series called Thank God, and it's all wrapped around this ability to be able to thank God for the things that He has blessed us for, but not only just the things that He's blessed us in, but for who He is.
Yes, and that's going to be an amazing study. That's actually personally what I've been studying lately has been who is God. Like we thank God for who He is all the time, and God challenged me with, well, who am I? And on that same topic, Donnie and myself, all of you guys are in different areas of growth. We're all growing in something in our faith as fathers, as moms, as wives, as husbands, whatever it is. All of us are growing in some way. Some of us want to help push people into what we think that they should be growing in.
Yeah.
But that's not, as leaders, that's not actually what we do.
Yeah, we often confuse motivation with inspiration. A lot of times we're trying to push people into something that we know is better for them because you know what, it worked for us. And when we stepped into that, God did a big work in us and we were to see growth in our lives as fathers or as husbands or as mothers or as wives or in business or whatever the category is that you want to talk about. But just because that's what worked for us doesn't necessarily mean that's right for those we lead.
Right. And one of the best ways to really help combat this, what we feel that people should be doing, or, our intent is great. We want the best for people. We know what worked for us and we want good for other people, is instead of talking, it's listening and asking a question. I've had multiple conversations with you guys about just that, just challenges in your life groups. And here's a great question. If you're ever looking to really pull out of your group or pull out of the people in your group what's going on inside of their heart, is to ask this one question. It's, how is God challenging you right now? And then sit and say nothing, just listen.
Yeah, because the thing about leading people has less to do with our wisdom and our advice and more to do with us asking great questions. And for the longest time, I thought the experiences that God has placed in my life, would give me a great platform to give wonderful advice to people. But that's not the best way to think of my experiences. My experiences are there to help me ask great questions, because what God is doing in their life, their plan of development is the one that they will be most committed to. And we want to encourage people to live out what God is calling out in their life.
Yeah. And so for a long time, personally, I felt that listening was something that was passive. But the actual truth is, guys, is listening, active listening, is not a passive thing. It's very active. Listen to what God is saying to this person. Hear what God is moving in their lives, how they're being challenged as followers of Christ, as moms, as dads, husbands, wives, friends, whatever it is. Just listen to what God is stirring in their life and inspire them to make change.
Yeah, and we want to be able to listen and learn from you guys. So tell us what's working good in your life group. Give us some tips, give us some tricks, or maybe we can help through a season of stress by asking some questions and pulling the wisdom that God has already placed in you out. And we would love to be able to help with that. But until we have that conversation, we hope that you guys have a great week. We look forward to seeing y'all this weekend and shaking your hands and hugging your necks. But until then, remember, whoever finds God
finds life.
You were a lamp to my feet. You were a light to my path.